Alright, so today I've got another NPC upgrade build for you guys, and today we're looking at Chartreuse's UMBER AC. And what are the main issues with her AC? Well, frankly, there's not really that much. Her build's pretty good by default, actually. Now, kind of the one glaring thing that kind of stands out is going to be the bazooka she normally wields in the left hand of her UMBER, right? Bazookas are unfortunately, it kind of except for, I guess, for the shotgun bazookas that you can have in your back, are kind of just not that good, right? Just a combination of like slow projectile speed and not being good against airborne targets kind of just makes them kind of suck, right? And not that it can't be used, right? Especially if you do use it as more of a direct hit damage dealer, it can actually be kind of decent in that regard, right? But it's just not that good, and so kind of the first thing to do is going to be to replace that. And for Chartreuse, I've kind of decided to lean heavier into laser weapons. He by default kind of leans into them pretty hard. He has a generator that's quite good for them, and is kind of generally a pretty energy weapon focused build, right? Especially with the diffused laser shotgun being just an excellent weapon. You know, it's one of my favorite back weapons. It's really, really good, does a ton of damage, does a ton of impact, and it actually pairs fantastically with the earshot because you can actually fire both at the same time, right? So you can get a stagger, say in this case with the two laser guns and the laser shotgun, and then get another shot with the laser shotgun and the earshot grenade cannon on the staggered AC, right? Really, really good combo, works fantastically, and does a ton of damage, right? And the earshot itself, of course, is really good. It does a ton of direct hit damage, and it's kind of really all you use it for, unless you kind of catch the enemy just standing still. You know, sometimes the AI is a little dumb and it just stands still. It can be great for punishing that kind of moment. But yeah, really, really good loadout altogether. Just needs some really small tweaks to take it to the next level. But let's go ahead and get into the details. And don't forget, there'll be some more gameplay footage at the end of the video if you want to see it. But let's now take a closer look at the weapons. Now, again, the only change I've made here is to the laser rifle from the what was originally one of the bazookas. I think it's this bazooka. I can't remember which one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. But again, I've already talked about my reasons why, but just to quickly go over it. Bazookas just combined, they're just not that good, right? Frankly, they just have poor projectile speed. They're just not good against anything that's in the air, and you know, majority of your AC fights are going to be airborne, and even bosses in that case are also, you know, largely airborne, many of them at least. The bazooka's just kind of not particularly that good as a weapon type, unfortunately, again, except for the shoulder-mounted bazooka cannons. Those shotgun bazookas are actually quite good. So I decided just to lean heavier into laser weapons and give her another copy of her the laser rifle, the VE66 LRB. This is the double barrel laser rifle, and actually, honestly, this thing's more comparable to a handheld laser cannon than a laser rifle. It actually does pretty significant damage output and impact damage. It's quite good. It is a little limited on its ammo count, but anyways, it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, pretty solid weapon. Just it does overheat pretty quickly, so you do have to be a little bit careful with your shots, right? Now, for the other weapons, again, I just saw no reason to change it. As you all know, I love the diffused laser cannon. This is just a really, really good weapon. And the earshot as well is also a really, really good weapon, although primarily as a direct hit damage dealer, right? Other than that, it's really not that good outside of that, especially since it's got a really, really long reload time. If you wanted to use something a bit more active, right? If you wanted a bit more active grenade cannon, the Songbirds are definitely better in that regard, because they have a much shorter reload time, right? So definitely better from that perspective. But as a single shot directed damage dealer, the earshot grenade cannon is really, really, really good, right? And now, that's really all there is to say about the weapons, so let's go ahead and move on and get into the frame details, where I've made a bit more changes, right? Now, for the frame, I've changed every part except for the hover tank legs, of course. Couldn't change the hover tank legs, obviously. But for the rest of the parts, I mostly focus on giving her defensive upgrades or offensive upgrades. Just, you know, just kind of slight upgrades here and there, while not, you know, making the build too slow, too heavy, right? Now, her original head is the VP44S head. This is a pretty good head overall, but I wanted a bit more tankiness, right? So I switched out to the VE44A head, which is just a generic defensive upgrade. Just an upgrade, right? It does have, you know, technically worse, you know, kind of gets worse scans, right? But that's not really that big of a deal. Slightly worse system recovery, but again, not that big of a deal. But just wanted that, you know, generic defense upgrade, right? Now, for the core, I actually had two reasons for changing this. One, I needed more generator output, right? This core, her original core, the VP40S, just simply didn't have enough. And also, again, I wanted a nice defensive upgrade to allow her to be a bit more tanky. The build is already like really slow and really heavy, so not really dodging much anyways, right? So wanted a bit more bulk and again needed that extra generator supply. The E40A was kind of the obvious choice here, also kind of fitting into the still being an Arquebus core, right? So kind of fitting in theme-wise there. And finally, for her arm, for the Mind Alpha arms, I wanted to get slightly higher. I wanted better firearm specialization without, and also wanted to shave off some weight, right? Because it was getting pretty hefty with her original arms, the VP46A arms, as on a pretty good extra chunk reload time. But the big thing here, I just wanted better firearm specialization. And since we are using 2 of the really heavy laser rifles, there aren't really that many arms I can actually use on this build, right? Most arms are just simply going to be overburdened. So kind of the Mind Alpha was just simply the best option I had, right? So I went for these arms for just no other reason than that. And again, so absolutely no reason to change the legs. And that's really all there is to say about it. Let's go ahead and get into the internals, although there's really not much to say there, especially since there's no booster, since it's a tank leg. But let's go over what I changed and why I didn't change some things. Now, for the SCS, she originally has one of these Arquebus SCS. I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of them, right? Now, unfortunately, this game just doesn't favor long-range engagements very much, so actually the long-range assist isn't actually that useful. So I decided to switch it out for the Rubicon Institute WLT-001. This has a really nice sort of range of assist stats, right? Good close, really good medium, and decent long-range assist as well, because it's just more useful than her original, right? Because this build is incapable of engaging at all of these ranges, and you probably will engage at most of these ranges at some point with this build. So you really do want kind of good everything, right? The WLT-001 was kind of the obvious choice here, especially since you are probably going to be mostly engaging in that medium range assist area, right? And finally, for the generator, I actually didn't change this. I left this generator alone. This generator has really good firearm specialization, and there was just simply no reason to change it. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could change it out for the core generator. There's just, again, no real reason to. I just decided to leave it alone, right? And, just really want that extra damage on the weapons, right? And that's really all there is to say about it. I left her expansion alone. She does originally have on Pulse Armor. I didn't really see a reason to change this. I do like Pulse Armor on these really slower, heavier, tankier builds, just because, I feel like it's kind of easy for you to just get outranged with Assault Armor, right? I just didn't see a good reason to change it, so I left her with Pulse Armor. If you would rather have Assault Armor, go ahead. There's really no reason not to. I decided to leave it with Pulse Armor, right? And that's going to be it for the build. As always, you can stick around here in a moment for some more gameplay footage, but as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy and have a good one, everybody.
Augmented Human C4621. We're not here to take back the Raven name. However, we will see if you can do it justice. Our friends have been defeated. Be careful, Raven.
That pilot must be the original owner of your license. I don't think this is a coincidence.
The Raven is a symbol of resolve. The will to choose what one fights for. Raven, we can still... All right. We'll watch this one. See where they go on a Raven's wings.
All enemy ACs destroyed. Mission accomplished.
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Destroy the Planetary Closure Administration LC's invaders.
I'm grateful for your assistance, Raven. The targets are stationed in 2 camps. Attack one, and the other will move to reinforce. I'll leave the question of where...
HC detected. It's an enforcement.
We're under attack. Cancel the maintenance. Get the AC online now. Did the corporations hire you? They must be confident to come here alone. No matter. Dispute is he more than a match for some patchwork AC. No, but HC cutting edge.
New model HC destroyed. That just leaves the LCs. Enemy signatures approaching. 2 LCs.
Lieutenant! Good.
Code 31A. Chief Sergeant down.
AP at 50%.
My LC's gonna blow.
All targets destroyed. Mission accomplished, Raven.
You live up to your name, Raven. You fight like a bird in flight. You may yet fly higher. Beyond Rubicon's scorched skies to chase the freedom